Hello, it's me again. You know, Donna. Squeety Lee on Twitter. Yeah, I'm driving and talking again. I tend to like to do that for some reason. So, millions of people who may or may not see this, because there are millions of people that have access to the internet and YouTube and public videos, and I guess you can say I'm just sharing my story of my life, my thoughts, because I think maybe if it can help somebody, because my situation is a unique situation, just like everybody's. I mean, you look at this highway and you see right now I have traffic. You see all these cars going by, millions of people on this road alone, and then there's millions of roads all over the world. You can imagine how many people that is, and each one of them has their own unique story. But if my story can help somebody else, then it's worth it. Totally worth sharing. But let me tell you, I wasn't always brave, all right? I was living in fear for a very long time because of my situation I was in my marriage. I had allowed it to happen too. It wasn't just something I landed in. I accepted my situation, and instead of trying to change it to better myself, and I didn't have the confidence to do that, I just accepted it. And the more I accepted it, the more I allowed. The more I allowed, the more I was cowed and made to live in fear. And until my confidence was practically nil, and I was too afraid to stand up for myself. Did you know that I was too afraid to drive until I was 30? I'm not going to tell you how old I am now, but that was a considerable time ago. Let's just say I've been driving for the most of one of my child's life. I can't talk apparently. See, that's the thing. I mean, I would have been too afraid to even talk to the camera, but something happened to me to help me to have confidence. And it was a few years ago or more when I was just moved into my house, and I was working and just getting by, and I thought I was fairly happy. And the things I liked at the time were I was into Patrick O'Brien's books, Master and Commander, and Russell Crowe and Paul Bettany, their movies. I had made it a goal back then for myself. It wasn't like a life goal or anything. It was just, I'm a completionist sometimes, so I watched all of their movies that I could because I was the fan. Anyway, that's what I was into at the time, just to make myself distract from the fact that I was in an unhappy marriage for several years. And for several years, I would use different things, like whether it was video games, or there's nothing wrong with that, movies, books, whatever, just to distract me from dealing with a passive aggressive, angry person who pretty much controlled me for the most part. Now, I'm not trying to make him out to be some evil person. I mean, we are all human beings. We all make choices every day of what kind of person we're going to be. But there are people out there that make the choices they make, it makes them, turns them into a toxic person to be around other people, is damaging. And there are plenty of women out there that maybe they're watching this, they know what I'm talking about, that there are people out there that there's something inside their head or whatever that didn't register or didn't click, and they're a little bit, I don't want to say off, but they think it's perfectly okay to treat other people like shit. Anyway, I'm digressing all over the goddamn place. That's what I do. Anyway, I wanted to make this a quick, short little vlog. I wanted to say that I wasn't always confident or brave enough to speak to a camera. I was, that's right, I was going to share with you about that. Let me go back. Okay, a few years ago, I walked in my living room and I heard a voice. And I asked my son, I said, who is that? Sounds like, and I'm sorry if this is insulting, sweetheart, but it sounded kind of like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. And he's like, oh, that's Markiplier. And I was like, who? And so I started watching SCP Containment Breach with my son, and I got hooked like immediately. And then after that, I started watching all Minecraft, and I wanted to see all the junk Minecraft. I'm sorry, I have a thing about dicks and dick jokes. It has nothing to do with my maiden name Dickens, which is pretty cool if you think about it. But I have a thing for dicks and dick jokes, so I wanted to watch as many drunk Minecrafts as I can because I wanted to see the Vegeta one. Oh, I'm horrible. I wanted to find that one because I only saw a preview of it. Like, you know, at the end of Mark's videos that he has like links to different videos, and I saw that one and I didn't click on it fast enough, so I had to watch, which I don't mind being a completionist when it comes to Mark's videos because I ended up absolutely loving him. And in turn, by watching his videos every day, because that kind of replaced the Master and Commander books and movies and from Paul Bettany and Russell, the Markiplier's videos I watched every day. I was a completionist. I watched all of Amnesia, Penumbra, Dead Space, you know, Junk Minecraft, and I even went and watched a bunch of other videos that featured him in it. So it was like Markiplier first, everything else after, and in turn it changed my life because his community and him, such a positive influence, because it encourages people to believe in yourself. And I pretty much gave up on myself. That's why I was like, I support dreamers, because I had to give up my dreams. And I thought I was done for. I thought I would never have a chance to be happy again. So that's where I was. Little did I know that throughout all this time that passed, it encouraged me to get enough confidence and strength of heart and just the balls to stand up and say, hey, you know what? I'm not fucking happy. This is misery. I'm not happy, and I'm going to do something to change it. And I had dreamed about getting a divorce for years. And if this sounds redundant for anybody who, I don't know why you would, oh my god, not to put myself down, but I ain't no Markiplier, I ain't no PewDiePie, I ain't no Jacksepticeye, I ain't no Cinnamon Toast Can, I ain't no Game Grumps, I ain't no Danny or Brian, everybody I mentioned is fucking awesome YouTubers. I support them all, they're all awesome, but of course, the best. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but I have a Markiplier shirt. Of course I do. But, goodness. I guess my point is that Mark and his community changed my life forever. Gave me enough confidence to not only stand up for myself and to change my life and make my life better. Because now I'm not going to let him or anyone else bully me in my life. I'm going to live my life for me and my kids. And I'm going to be positive and encouraging. At least I'm going to try to be the best me I can be every day. That's all we can hope for, really, is to try to be the best person that we can be in our lives. I'm not saying, "Ooh, look at me, I'm this perfect." I went and volunteered last night because I had to volunteer in order to get food stamps. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, volunteering is boring and stupid and all that." But when I went and volunteered at the Ark, it was just sorting clothes, and I thought, "Oh, this is not fun." And it was boring as fuck. And no offense against Ark and all that, they have a great organization. They do great things for people, which is great. But it wasn't really my cup of tea to like sort um, clothes all the time for hours and hours and hours. So last night I volunteered at the Veterans of Foreign Wars, um, VFW, and it was really cool because I may sound like this naive person that never experienced life before, but think about it. But for 23 years I was married, and I was pretty much sheltered and controlled and made to live a certain way and was told what to do and how to do it. And I never went on vacation and never did anything that I really wanted to do. I just did what I was told, and for the kids or whatever, which was fine. But I mean, it wasn't fine that I was controlled. It was fine that I was doing it for the kids. The reason why I stayed in the marriage so long was because of my kids, and I wanted to not make waves. If that makes sense. But I didn't really experience life, so going through this divorce and starting over, I'm it's like I'm completely I've the what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that the positive influence of Mark and his community had helped me to learn how to be a positive person and live each day with that positive attitude, which in every moment, and also helped me to quit smoking and to get rid of fear and to try to live without fear. And in doing so, it's like I've started over in a way, and it's like I experience the world in a completely different light now, and everything is new to me. It's like, oh my God, kind of, it is a pretty awesome thing because I'm experiencing new things and meeting new people, like I did last night at the VFW. I learned how to pretty much work like in a diner, like I, you know, I keep saying like too much. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm a child of the '80s. What do you want? I pretty much learned how to work like in a diner, and um, I learned how to. I made French fries before, like when I worked at McDonald's years and years ago. But I did fries and onion rings, and I helped set up like orders and fill orders, and um, it was really cool because I was I also made the onions and the mushrooms, onion and mushrooms that you put on top of steak. I made that, and I made the fries and onion rings, which is really cool because I never worked in a diner before. I never was a waitress or a cook or anything. I worked at McDonald's, like I said, years ago, and that's just fast food, and that's completely different. But in a situation like this, it was like I was in a diner type situation at it was at a veterans organization, but it was like a bar, pretty much, because they were serving alcohol and everything too, which of course I don't drink. And I'll tell you why, okay? Because I was married to an alcoholic, and I have the greatest respect for a man who can't drink alcohol. So I don't drink, and I don't smoke. But anyway, my experience last night was really cool because I was able to make food for people and to meet new people and to experience it. It was like a brand new thing for me. And a lot of people are like, "Well, that's silly. Why are you making such a big deal about something that's simple?" That's because of the perspective I have. Like everything's a new experience for me. I try to put a positive spin on everything I do, and I try to anyway. It doesn't always work that way. Like yesterday, I was freaking out because all the things I had to do, and then I'm like, all I have to do is like choose a goal and believe in myself, and then go and achieve it. And that's something that Mark had taught me by his videos, his influence. So once I decided what I was going to do, then all I had to do was do it. And I decided that I'm going to not let him bully me into letting him have this truck. Here, I was about to put all of his shit in this truck and let him pick it up. Like, I might as well fucking gift wrap it for him. It's like, you know what? I don't need to do any favors for him anymore. He had bullied me for years. And I did whatever he told me to for years, making me feel this is small and that is not right. Nobody should do that to anybody. So I'm not going to gift wrap this truck for him. Let him have it. The magistrate said I could have it when the house goes for closing. And the only way that can happen is if I get out. I was supposed to get out weeks ago. I'm sorry, Barry. I finally, thank you, Michael. Thank God for you. I'm able to get into a house. Looks like we're going to be moving today, renting a house. Thank God, I hope. I hope everything goes according to plan. I should be moving in and should be in a new place before the end of the weekend. So, this is a lot longer than I hoped it would be. I'm going to have to edit the fuck out of it. But basically, what I wanted to say was I wasn't always this confident enough. I mean, I'm not confident. They asked me last night at the VFW at the end when we were all done cooking. And we cleaned up and everything. They said, are you going to go do karaoke? And I'm like, I'm not that brave yet. I'm not brave enough to make a vlog for literally the possibility of millions of people watching it. But I'm not brave enough to sing in front of a small crowd on stage. Not yet, anyway. But it's amazing when I look at myself and see how far I've come. And it's because of the influence. It's all because I walked into the room and said, who is that? And Joshua told me it was Markiplier, and I started watching him, and he literally changed my life forever. I love him to death. I'm not afraid to say that because I know a lot of fans love him too. The community is an awesome community, and hopefully maybe somehow I'm not Mark, and I'm not anything like any other YouTuber, and I'm not trying to say, ooh, look at me, I'm special. I'm just a person like everyone else. And I've gone through a divorce because I've stood up for myself. And a lot of people might think I'm foolish. A lot of people might think I'm stupid. It's like, what the hell are you doing? It's like, you know what? You didn't live my life. I did. So if I want to stand up for myself, then I will. And that's my choice, and I'm glad I did. And if there's anyone out there, even if it's just one person out of a million people that watches my videos and gets enough courage to just make that one call that will change their life forever, that will help them. Just, if you're in a bad situation, get the fuck out. Because life is too short. Life is way too short for you to just settle. Don't settle. Try to be happy, okay? Try to find your happiness. If you're in a bad situation, get out. That's all I want to say to people. Is if I can do it, you can do it. And I guess that's all I wanted to say. And I hope you guys all have a good day. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't apologize so much. I apologize too damn much. That's one of the things I'm working on. I work on myself every day. And another thing that I have problems with is worrying too much. I worry over silly shit. And so I tried. That's why I made that one video. Remember back, I don't know when that was, months ago. I said, try not to worry. Don't worry. Because I struggle with that even now. I still do sometimes. But then I'm getting a lot better at not letting it control me. I live my life a moment at a time, and I'm trying to be positive, and I just live my life, love, laugh often, because you never know. You have to cherish each moment. Oh, you know what you guys, you have to do? You have to go and follow Tiny Bucks Tim Twitter account, because every single thing that is said on there, it helps me through my life, because it's always saying the right thing that I need to hear, and it helps me. Then it not only, if it helps me, then it could help you too. So positive biscuit is what it is. There's a lot of positive Twitter tweets, whatever, out there. But that's the one I follow, because that's Mark's little biscuit. And we all know that Squeedy Lee loves Markiplier. And that's enough for now, I guess. Have a good day. I'm going to edit this later, maybe, if I have the time. If not, might be a day or two late, maybe, because I have to move. Like right now, it's 10:36, and I'm not even close to being at Colorado Springs yet. We're supposed to be there at 10, so yay! But you know what? It is what it is. Why worry, right? It is what it is. Have a lovely day, people. Whoever has not been bored to death enough, weirded out by me, or whatever. Have a good day, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.